We are here again as usual. This is the exposition time to give you the best preparation you need. In this case, I'll be showing you the questions we will handle, and then your own is to listen well to the detailed solution to these questions, and then again ask your questions where necessary, and stay majestic, of course. These are the questions that will be handled. These questions are perfect guide. Your job is to, 5 of you have joined, thank you. As we just started, your job is to share the link and send in your messages. They will pop up here on the screen. Share with your friends on the screen, on the social media, on WhatsApp, on Facebook. Please give us the publicity as we are doing this revision for free. What you can give us, okay, 22 of you are live, thank you. Thank you. Send in your message. We are here to handle you. There is an expert in mathematics, as you know, that Majestic Tutorials have the best tutors. As you saw in physics, it rhymed a lot for the intelligent ones. Our final revisions helped a lot. There is a positive confession. The same thing happened with chemistry. We will also handle you when it comes to practical physics also, even in chemistry theory and biology. This channel have you covered. So I'll be handing over to an engineer. Okay, you're welcome. Thank you. I saw your message. Ribo, don't mind the way I pronounce anyway. But please, let's share this video as I hand over to Engineer Maestro. He's actually my studio engineer. Thank you. I've not started. We have 3 likes already. Thank you, guys. Thank you, guys. To make this live stream fruitful, your job is to ask your questions where necessary, please. Your questions are very, very important. Bring them alongside. Remember that this is mathematics. We don't memorize mathematics. Thank you, guys. Thank you, guys, for the love. Thank you, guys. Thank you. You don't memorize mathematics. You do what? You understand mathematics. So, I'm introducing a great maestro who is standby already to carry you alongside. Remember that you have to just subscribe and share this video, okay? Thank you, great followers. I love that. Area of semicircle, area of, okay, that's good. You know this, so you know the way. You are already suggested. So you're welcome, maestro. Take over.
Okay, good evening, majestic followers. My name is Maestro, and today I'll be taking you on WAEC mathematics. So, the first question, as you can see on the tablet, says the diagram shows an athletics track with 2 parallel sides and 2 semicircular ends. Each of the parallel sides is 60 meters long, and the diameter of each semicircular end is 120 meters long. Now, A says calculate the distance covered by an athlete who runs round the track 2 times. Take pi equals to 22/7. So essentially, they are asking us to calculate the distance of an athlete who begins, let's say the person starts here. Thank you very much. So let's assume the person begins somewhere around here, runs around the track, stops here, no, runs around the track twice. That is completing 2 laps around this track. So before we start by finding the distance around this shape, which is basically the perimeter. And how do we calculate this? First of all, we can see that the 2 parallel lines are 60 centimeters each. So the total distance around the shape can be given by the sum of these two parallel lines, which are 60 meters respectively, and then the sum of the circumference of these half circles. So essentially, we are going to calculate the perimeter or circumference of this semicircle and multiply it by 2, because we have 2 here, and then add it to the horizontal or parallel, the two parallel lines. So like someone is already suggesting, we have 2 area of semicircle. Yes, exactly. 2 area of semicircle plus area of rectangle. Except we are not calculating area, so it's not actually, this is not a matter of area. This is a question of distance and not area. So how do we begin? We say this is going to be 2 times area of semicircle plus 2 times 60. And where do we get the 60 from? The 60 comes from the 60 given to us in the diagram. And why are we multiplying by 2? Because we have 2 of these parallel lines. Now, this is going to give us, first of all, to calculate the area of the semicircle, we are given that the diameter of each semicircular end is 120 meters long. So we all know that the formula, okay, let's come over here. Let's say, okay, let's say we begin by calculating the area of the two semicircular end. So this is going to be 2 times, since this is a circle, since this is a semicircle, normal area of a circle is pi r square. But since it's a semicircle, it's going to be half. A semicircle is half of a circle. So area of one semicircle is going to be half pi r square, like this. So since we have 2, we multiply by 2. But then when we do that, what actually happens? 2 here cancels 2, and we're back to pi r square. Now, since we're given that pi is 22/7, this becomes 22/7 times. Now, they didn't give us any value for the radius, but they gave us a value for the diameter, which is 120 meters. And those of you who know that D, which stands for diameter, R, which is radius, is equals to 2R is equals to D. So if we divide both sides by 2, R is equals to D/2, for those of you who know. So that means essentially if we divide the diameter by 2, we can get a value for the radius, which is exactly what we are going to do. So if we divide 120 by 2, it's going to give us 60. So our radius is 60 squared. And then using your calculator, so using my calculator, I can calculate 22. Okay, first of all, 60 squared, this is 22/7 times 3600. Now on my calculator, this is going to give me 79,200 divided by 7. which is equals to 11,314. Meter. So this is the distance, this is the perimeter or circumference of the two semicircles. Then by the time we add the 60 meters from the two parallel lines, we get the total distance around the area. Space.
Clean the first one, so you keep the major one.
Okay, so to conserve space, I'm going to clean the top parts that I've just solved so that I can create more space, because as you can see, I'm writing very boldly so that those of you on live can see. So let me see if I can conserve the space here. I'll try my best to conserve the space here. So the distance of one round can be said, since we have two semicircles, the distance for one round can be given by bracket 2 times the length of the straight side plus 2 times the perimeter or circumference of the semicircles. Now, this is 2L plus pi d. And where does pi d come from? Or let's say 2L plus pi r squared, but we know that the area of a circle A is equals to pi, sorry, not area, circumference. The circumference of a circle C is equals to 2 pi r, but since 2r is equals to d, we can now say that C is equals to pi d. And now, since we have two semicircles which essentially make up one circle, we can automatically say that the area of the two semicircles is pi d. And then we proceed to calculate. This is going to give us 2 times 60. And where does the 60 come from? The 60 is the length of the straight side multiplied by 2 plus pi, which is 22 over 7. 22 over 7 times d, and our d is our diameter, which is given in the question and also in the diagram to be 120 meters. Then using my calculator, 2 times 60 will give me 120 plus 22 times 120 divided by 7 is 377.14. Adding the two together, we get 497.14 meters. Now this is the distance for one round, but remember, we're asked to calculate the distance covered by an athlete who runs around the track 2 times. So that means whichever value we get here now, we have to multiply it by 2 to get the actual answer. So when we multiply, so distance of 2 rounds equals to 2 times 497.14, which gives us 994.28 meters approximately. So that's it for this question. Okay, so for the next question, we have a problem of board mass. Even though it might look complex, it's not as difficult as it seems. So the basic principle here is we just need to use board mass, which simply tells us to simplify brackets first, then do division, multiplication, addition, then subtraction. So first things first, I'm going to start by simplifying these brackets you see here. So I'm going to write 2 over 3 plus 3 over 4. Now remember, when adding two fractions together, we simply look for the LCM of the denominators. In this case, LCM of 3 and 4, which gives us 12. And then we say 12 divided by 3, that's going to be 4. So we say 4 times 2, and then we put the plus sign. 12 divided by 4 gives us 3. 3 times 3. So this gives us 4 times 2 is 8, plus 3 times 3 is 9, all over 12. 8 plus 9 gives us 17 over 12. So this fraction here simplifies to 17 over 12. And then we move over to this one right here. It says, let me make a line here. It says 2 over 5 minus 1 over 4. So we use the same principles we used in the first one. We ask ourselves, what is the LCM of 5 and 4? Which you guessed right is 20. And then we say 20 divided by 5, it gives us 4, which we multiply by 2, minus 20 divided by 4 gives us 5, which we multiply by 1. Okay, let me use this side. So we have 20 in the denominator. We have 4 times 2 here minus 5 times 1, which simplifies to 8 minus 5 over 20, which gives us 3 over 20. So this fraction right here simplifies to become 3 over 20. So now we're done with brackets. We can rewrite our original questions and make these substitutions to see what it looks like. So our original question now becomes, let me clean this. Okay, maybe I can leave it. It now becomes 1 over 4 times 9 whole number 1 over 7 can be written as an improper fraction to give us 9 times 7, which is 63. 63 plus 1 gives us 64 over 7. Okay. Then plus 2 over 5 bracket. Remember, we simplified this bracket here, 2 over 3 plus 3 over 4, and it gave us 17 over 12. So we are going to replace that by 17 over 12 here. Then close bracket divided by, and then we simplified this one also, 2 over 5 minus 1 over 4, and we got 3 over 20. So 3 over 20. Now, inside this bigger bracket, this one you see right here, we can also start by simplifying multiplication first. Now, one of the mistakes that some of you might make is going to add 64 over 7 to 2 over 5. Now, if you go ahead and do this operation first, you're going to fail, because the rule of BODMAS says division and multiplication before addition and subtraction. So we are actually going to do the multiplication part first. And the multiplication part says 1 over 4 times 64 over 7. Now, before we multiply, normally when multiplying fractions, the numerators multiply each other and the denominators multiply each other. But in this case, we can see that 64 can be divided by 4. 64 can be divided by 4, and when we divide 64 by 4, it gives us 16. We're going to do 4 here, 1, 4 here, 16. So that this gives us 16 over 7. Now here, when you have 2 over 5 bracket 17 over 12, it simply means 2 over 5 times 17 over 12, because the bracket there stands for multiplication. So 2 over 5 times 17 over 12. We can also do 2 here, 1, 2 here, 6. And then we do 1 times 17, that gives us 17 all over. And then we say 5 times 6, which gives us 30. Then we close the bracket, divided by 3 over 20. Now notice how it keeps getting smaller with each step. And then the next step, we are going to simplify this bracket here before dividing by 3 over 20. So we have 16 over 7 plus 17 over 30. And like we did before, we are going to find the LCM of 7 and 30, which is, surprise, surprise, 210. And how do we get this? By multiplying 7 and 30. Now we say 210 divided by 7. Of course, it's going to give us 30 because we multiplied 7 and 30 to get the LCM. So we now use 30 to multiply 16, plus we say 210 divided by 30, which is 7. Now we say 7 times 17. Now this gives us what? 30 times 16. 30 times 16 gives us 480, plus 7 times 17, which gives us 119, divided by 210. Now 480 plus 119 is going to give us 599, if I'm not mistaken. It's going to give us 599 all over 210. Now, we are now going to look to see if there are any common factors, that is, if this fraction is in its lowest term or not. And if it's not in its lowest term, we can reduce it to the lowest term by dividing, by repeated division. We check, is 599 divisible by any number? Let's check if it's divisible by 3. A number is divisible by 3 if the sum of its digits is also divisible by 3. So we sum the digits here. 5 plus 9 is 14. 14 plus 9 is 23, and 23 is not divisible by 3, so I don't think this is divisible by 3. But then 599, 210 is also divisible by 7. Let's see if 599 is divisible by 7, and it's not. So I think this should be our final answer for now. Okay, moving on to the B part.
The chart's not coming. Something is wrong with this thing. How is it always locking? So please send in your charts so we can see them now. What did that last person say? Is this okay? This revision question for those that are watching, please. So just listen well. Send in your questions. It's a final revision exposition. You listen to the detailed explanation on how to solve mathematics. You don't memorize, you learn it. Forget about asking whether it's real or fake. This thing is revision class.
Okay, so the next question here says a hunter walked 250 meters from point P to Q on a bearing of 42 degrees. Calculate, correct to the nearest meter, the vertical distance he has moved. So now we are going to illustrate the question here. It says that a hunter walked from a point P. So assuming our P is somewhere here, make a point here, P, and then we draw the cardinal points. Of course, this is north, south, east, west. So this is point P, and then he walked 250 meter, but you have to know the direction he's walking. So they gave us the bearing of 042, that's 42 degrees. So we are going to measure 42 degrees right side. We're going to measure starting from the north. We measure right to the right, that is clockwise. So from here now we start going like this until we get to 42 degrees. Now the diagram doesn't need to be so accurate, but it just needs to be a rough sketch. Now we know that 45 degrees is somewhere in between 90 degrees, so 42 degrees should be very close to that. So I'm thinking something like this should give us 42 degrees. So now the point Q should be somewhere here. This should be Q. And the distance he walked is 250 meters. Now the question is asking us to calculate correct to the nearest meter the vertical distance he has moved. Now know the difference between vertical and horizontal. If the question asked for the horizontal distance, then we're looking for the distance from here to here. But it's asking us for the vertical distance. So this is the distance.
Okay. Only one came out. It's not true. In physics, many things we discussed came out. So this is a perfect majestic revision question. Listen to the expert explaining this mathematics for you. Please, disclaimer, this is a revision class. Some Majesty's World Science don't do malpractice. But I guide you. I don't give you fish. I teach you how to get the fish. So if you are here to get the for us to give you the answers to the real question, if I have the real question, I will not display it. I repeat, I will not. Okay, but these ones will definitely help you. Those that participated in chemistry enjoyed so much. In physics, enjoyed both in the it helped both in objective and theory. So listen to this solving, read the question well, and understand what the person is doing. Nobody is misleading you. It is you that has been looking for malpractice. That's why you feel misled. Okay, I'm leading you the right way. Is your conscience and your inability to do the job that is misleading you. Okay, so calm down and learn. If you don't want to learn, don't worry. For those that want to learn, please stay focused and ask your questions. Your questions will make the live stream more effective than asking whether it's real or that or this. Thank you.
Okay, so continuing from where we stopped, we are looking to calculate the vertical distance he has moved, which is the distance from here vertically, or maybe let me see if I can do a better job. Right here and stops here. So basically the vertical distance is this distance from, so let's assume we call it maybe let's call it y. So from here.
Thank you for confessing that you benefited from the last live stream. God bless you so much. You are majestic indeed. For those that are live, please like this live stream, share it, give us thumbs up, keep clicking and hitting your screen, I beg. Thank you.
So this is the distance we are looking for from here of 42 degrees, which I already explained. So now we have this angle here, 42 degrees, and for those of you who know, you know that this here is a right angled triangle. a right angle triangle. So we have a right angle triangle with our angle here, and we have this side that is the unknown. So if we are looking to find y, we are going to ask ourselves, and we have this, this is our hypotenuse, which is 250. So the hypotenuse is known, one angle is known, and we're looking for one side. So we ask ourselves, with respect to this angle, our y, which is the side we're looking for, the vertical distance, where does it lie with respect to 42 degrees? Is it opposite or adjacent? And for those of you who know, this is our adjacent, because our opposite is actually this distance. And this is the horizontal distance he has moved. And that is not what we were asked to find. We were asked to find the vertical distance. So with respect to 42 degrees, our y is the adjacent. So we have the hypotenuse, which is 250. We are given the hypotenuse, and we're looking for the adjacent. So we ask ourselves, among the three major trigonometric tangent, which one is defined using hypotenuse and adjacent? Adjacent and hypotenuse. So if we write so ka toi, S stands for sine, C stands for cosine, and T stands for tangent. The only one here that contains the hypotenuse and adjacent is the cosine. So we are going to use the cosine to solve this question. So we say cosine, that is cos 42 degrees, is equals to, cosine is adjacent all over hypotenuse. In this case, our adjacent is y, so we say y all over hypotenuse is 250. And then by cross multiplication, we can see that y is equals to 250 times cos. Okay, let me use this side. We can see that y is equals to 250 multiplied by cos 42 degrees. Then I go to my calculator and I press cos 42 degrees is what? That's 0.7431, and then I multiply that by 250, and that gives me 185.775. But the question says calculate correct to the nearest meter, so we are rounding up to the nearest whole number, and when we do that, it gives us 186 meters approximated to the nearest meter. I hope that's clear.
Okay. You are done with this, right?
Yes.
So we go to the next. So this young man can teach even a dump mathematics. So calm down. He's very calm to explain it in details for you. All right.
Okay, so the next question says, a bird perches on the top of a slanted tree at length 12.8 meters. If the bird is 10 meters vertically above the ground, illustrate the information in a diagram. Okay, so in this kind of questions, you have to use your imagination. So it says that a bird perches on top of a slanted tree. That means the tree is not straight, it's slanted. So let's assume the tree is slanted. You can assume it's slanted in any direction. You can assume it's slanted this way, or you can assume it's slanted this way. So I'm just going to assume that our tree is slanted in this direction. Okay, first of all, before we draw the tree, let's draw a line for the horizontal ground. So this is our horizontal ground. Okay, oh, I forgot. I could do this. So this is our horizontal ground, and let's assume our tree is slanted like this. and the bed is on top of the tree. So here is our bed B on top of the tree, and the length of this tree is 12.8 meters. But the question says, if the bird is 10 meters vertically above the ground, if the bird is 10 meters vertically above the ground, which means that the distance, that is the direct distance from the bed to the ground, is 10 meters. Illustrate the information in a diagram, which is what we have already done here. So this is our tree, and this is the distance. And I'm sorry, but this distance here is supposed to be marked with dotted lines. So let's correct that immediately. Um, okay, so here we have 10 meters, which is the distance, the vertical distance from the bed to the ground. Now we have illustrated this in a diagram, and now the question now says, find, correct to the nearest degree, the angle of depression of the foot of the tree from the bed. So basically we are looking for this angle right here. We're looking for this angle right here. So this is a triangle problem essentially, because if I pull out the triangle we have here, it looks something like this. It's a right angle triangle though. It looks, sorry. If I pull out the triangle, we're gonna have something that looks like this, this, and this. Something that looks like this. For I don't mind the imperfections, but let me see if I can correct that. Good. Now here we have 12.8 meters, and here we have 10 meters, and then this angle, let's call it X, is what we're asked to find. Now why is this a right angle triangle? Because of course those of us who know, we should know that this angle right here, which is this angle, is 90 degrees. Is a 90 degree is an angle of 90 degrees, which automatically makes this a right angle triangle. So now we are going to solve for X. Now with respect to X, of course the hypotenuse is the longest side, which is 12.8. This 10 meter, most students struggle, is this 10 meter, is it the adjacent or the opposite? Now X, the side opposite to X, which is this side right here, is the opposite, and the side below it is the adjacent. So 10 meter is adjacent to this angle X. So we have adjacent and hypotenuse. And just like the previous question we solved, the trigonometric ratio that has adjacent and hypotenuse is cosine. So we're going to say cos X equals to adjacent 10 all over all over hypotenuse, which is 12.8. And then we go to our calculator and we divide 10 divided by 12.8, and that gives us 0.7813. Now cos X is equals to 0.7813. To find X, what do? We take the the inverse cosine function of 0.7813. And this gives us 38.62 degrees, which when rounded up when rounded up to the nearest degree, we get 39 degrees approximately. So that's it for this question. If you have any question, you can feel free to comment, and I'll clarify anything. Now moving on to the next question. We have the table shows the distribution of marks obtained by some students in a test. So this is called a frequency distribution table. Then it asks, okay, let me explain what this table is. So here are marks in a test and the number of students. So 11 means that 11 students got 1 as their mark. And here means 12 students got 2 as their mark, 10 students got 3 as their mark, 17 students got 4 as their mark, and 16 students got 5 as their mark. Now the question says, if a student is selected at random from the class, if a student is selected at random from the class, find the probability that the student obtained at most 7 marks. Now this question can be quite tricky. It's actually a question, it's a probability question, of course, but then one thing about mathematics is you have to understand English well for you to understand what you're being asked to find. So here it's asking us for the probability that a student picked at random obtained at most 7 marks. So looking at the question, we can already see that what is asking us, what are we being asked? Assuming the question said, find the probability of finding, what is the probability of finding a student who gets at least 7 marks? At least is the opposite of at most. So assuming the question said at least 7 marks, we can see that from here that none of them got 7 marks. The highest mark here is 5. So none of them got the least of 7 marks. But here it's asking us at most 7 marks, which means those who got from 7 below. We are looking at the probability of picking a student who scored below 7. And looking at the statistics we are provided with, all the students here scored below 7. So the probability of selecting a student, a random student that scored below 7 is 100%. That is, no matter who you pick, all of them here scored below 7. So how do we write this mathematically? So probability is desired outcome, P equals to desired outcome all over total outcome. So our desired outcome is we are looking for the number of people. Our desired outcome, the number of students who scored below 7, which is basically 11 plus 12 plus 10 plus 17 plus 16 all over the total number of students represented in this data, which is, guess what, it's also 11 plus 12 plus 10 plus 17 plus 16. And since the numerator and denominator are equal, you don't even need to calculate this. We can just know that this is automatically 1, because any number you get on top is also the same number you get below. So when two equal numbers, when a number divides itself, the answer is always 1. So when your probability is 1, it simply means one thing, that it is 100% guaranteed. So that is the answer to this question. If you have any questions or anything you would like to be clarified, feel free to comment.
So send in your live chat. We'll be here to take it. Stop asking, is it real? Is it fake? This is a revision class. So I'm sure he's very calm and he's explaining it to the dumbest person self. So thank you, Maestro, for being calm to handle this question. So your job is to please always understand the English. You have to understand the English, even though it's mass, for you to know what you are asked to do before you can continue. I think, are you ready to handle this one?
Okay, okay.
So,
Okay, that's all for me.
no, we are going for the notes now. Here.
New note.
Yes. You have to lift it here. It's better now. So, if you see it, you will know.
Hold on.
No, it should be within here.
Try the link.
No, that's the.
Okay, okay.
Look at it here. That should be this one.
Okay.
I think it's obvious on the screen. You can even write on top of it as well. Sorry. I think it's visible like this. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Where is on So the question we have here, it says a selection interview
Yes, really.
was conducted for 110 students into various subjects in a science department. 25 were selected for physics, 45 for biology, and 48 for mathematics. 10 were selected for physics and mathematics, 8 for biology and mathematics, and 6 for physics and biology, while 5 were selected for all the 3 subjects. A. Illustrate the information on a Venn diagram. Well, this question, as you can see, or as you can see, the question has a lot of things going on. So I'll do my best to explain it as simply as possible. So this is a question under set. That is where you see stuff like Venn diagram and stuff like that. So basically, what a Venn diagram is like a simplified way of illustrating groups of data to show how they relate to each other. So to make a Venn diagram, we first of all need to do some calculations before we start drawing our Venn diagram. But for you to be able to understand the things we're going to do, you need a little bit of knowledge on set theory. You need the basic knowledge of set and set theory. So first of all, we start by writing out the total number of students that are participating. I'm going to solve on the right plane. The total number of students that are participating in this. So this, let me use this to donate that. So I'm going to write total number of students equals to, according to the question, 110 students. So 110 students were participated in this interview. Now, out of the 110, you can see that they are partitioned into different various groups. So they say that 25 were selected for physics, 45 for biology, and 48 for mathematics. 10 were selected for physics and mathematics, 8 for biology. So all these things, what sense does it make? So here, to draw a Venn diagram, I'm going to draw my Venn diagram. Let me say somewhere here. So to draw a Venn diagram, I'm going to start by drawing circles, and each circle is going to denote a subject. Now, how many subjects do we have here? We have physics, biology, and mathematics. So three subjects means three circles to be drawn. So I start with my circles. I draw a circle. Oops. Okay, let me try.
Just draw and leave it. It will form that circle.
Okay. Let's try a bigger circle. And then another circle. And then a third circle. Good. So now we've started with a circle. Then next we're going to draw our universal set box. Oops. Don't mind me, I'm not a very good artist. Aha, this is good. So this is our universal set box. Now these circles, usually we denote them with letters. So I'm going to put P here to represent physics, and maybe B here to represent biology, and M to represent mathematics.
This is a revision class, so it's not the real questions. Better listen to the solutions, okay?
So now this is our Venn diagram, and as you can see, it is important that when drawing your Venn diagram that the circles overlap. As you can see, there's a space where this M overlaps with B, which is here, and P overlaps with B here, and in the center you can see that all three circles overlap. Now this is very important, as you will see shortly. Now it says that 25 were selected for physics. So now we can begin filling this information into the Venn diagram. But when they say that, okay, first of all, before that, let me try to explain to you what each and every section or area in the Venn diagram means. So starting from this area here, this area represents the number of people who are offering only physics. So this is basically physics only. Here we have biology only. And here we have mathematics only. Now here, this region where P and M intersect, this is called an intersection. This is where we put the number of students who are offering both
Thank you
physics.
for reminding them, it's a revision class.
This is the area that represents those who are offering physics and mathematics only. So this is physics and maths. And in set notation, this is represented, this region right here is represented using the symbol physics intersection mathematics, close brackets. So this is what this region represents. This region also, which represents the number of those who are offering biology and mathematics only, is represented by, you guessed it, biology intersection mathematics, close bracket. Now this region here represents those offering physics and biology, and then the region in the center where all three circles intersect represents, you guessed it, the region where this is where the people who offer physics and biology and mathematics. So this is our middle intersection.
Thank you. Thank you. You enjoyed last physics. This mass will also help you. Okay. Thank you.
Now, the region outside the circle is also important, and I'm going to show you why it's important later, not now. So now that we know what these individual areas or sections mean, we can now begin to make sense of the data that we're given. So from the data, it says that um, P, which is, we're going to use P to denote the number of students offering physics, which is 25. Then B, number of students offering biology, which according to the question is 45. And then M denotes the number of students offering mathematics, which is 48. Now, we are going to start filling this our Venn diagram starting from the innermost section. Starting from this middle section here where all three circles intersect. So I'm going to grab my cleaner here and I'm going to clean these lines because I want to start putting real information now. I want to start filling the Venn diagram with actual data. So now, looking for precision is precision. Whatever. Okay. Sorry for the delay. So now, to start filling in, like I said, we start from the innermost one, that is the one with the three intersections, which is here. So this region represents the number of students who are offering physics, biology, and mathematics. Now let's look at our question and see if we were provided with any such data. It says 8 for biology and mathematics and 6 for physics and biology, while 5 were selected for all three subjects. I repeat, 5 were selected for all three subjects. This is the information we're looking for. So in other words, it simply means that 5 students are offering physics, biology, and mathematics. So I'm going to start by placing 5 right here. Now, if you're writing this on if you're writing this, you're going to write P intersection B intersection N equals to 5. This is how you represent it according to set notations. So this is 5, and then we start moving to the other intersections, especially the ones that contain only two subjects. So now that we have the number of students who offer physics, biology, and mathematics together, we can now go back to the question and see. It says 10 were selected for physics and mathematics. 10 were selected for physics and mathematics. So physics and mathematics, which is here, this is the region where only physics and mathematics intersect. Now you would think that 10 should go in here, but you would be making a very big mistake. And this is what the examiners want you to do if you're not experienced. Now, the reason why you can't put 10 here is because inside these 10 individuals that you're told that are doing physics and mathematics, these 5 people that are doing physics, mathematics, and biology are also contained inside this 10. So to get the actual number of those who are doing physics and mathematics only, underline the word only, physics and mathematics only, we are going to subtract the 5 students who are doing physics, mathematics, and biology from the total number of students who are doing physics and mathematics. So we get 10
Good evening, you're welcome.
minus 5, which gives us 5. So the actual value that we're going to write here is not 10, but instead 5, because we have to remove this 5 from the 10 here. And we're going to do the same thing for the other 2 intersections, because if you look at the question, it tells us 10 were selected for physics and maths, which we've done, 8 for biology and mathematics. So for biology and maths, which is here, if you write 8 here now, you have failed, because inside those 8 students who offer biology and mathematics, we also have to remove the 5 who offer all 3. So by the time we do 8 minus 5, we get 3 here. And then we go for the next one, 6 for physics and biology. 6 for physics and biology. So physics and biology, that is this section. We're also going to do 6 minus 5 to get 1. Now in the set notation, we are going to write, so this area now, this area that is 5, that is the area where physics and mathematics intersect, can be written as physics intersection mathematics equals to 5. This area where maths and biology intersect can be written as, you can write it M intersection B or B intersection M. It doesn't matter, it's the same thing. It's 3. And then the region where physics and biology intersect, physics intersection biology, is 1. Now we can now know the actual values of those. This area represents those who offer physics only, that is without biology or maths, and this area represents biology only. So from the question, we are told that 25 students were selected for physics. 25 students were selected for physics. So now we go back to our diagram. We are going to subtract. We can't write 25 here. This is not allowed, because inside that 25 we have students who are offering physics, biology, and maths, which is here. We have students who are offering physics and maths, and we also have students who are offering physics and biology. So what are we going to do? To get the actual number of those offering physics only, we have to subtract these ones. So out of that 25, out of the 25, we are going to subtract 1, subtract 5, subtract 5 to get what? 25 minus 1 is 24. 24 minus 5 is 19. 19 minus 5 is 14. So 14 is the actual number of students who offer physics only. And we're going to repeat the same thing for biology. It says that how many students offered biology? 45 students offered biology. So inside that 45, we are going to subtract those who offered physics and biology, subtract those who offered physics, biology, and mathematics, and also subtract those who offer biology and mathematics. So this gives us 45 minus 1 minus 5 minus 3, which is 45 minus 9, which gives us 36. And then finally for mathematics, we have total number of students doing mathematics 48. But inside this 48, of course, we are going to subtract those who do mathematics, physics, and biology, that's 5. Those who are doing mathematics and physics, also 5. And then those who are doing mathematics and biology, 3. So this gives us 48 minus 13, that is going to be 35. So now, this region is just M. M equals to 35, P equals to 14, and okay, sorry, we've already written that on top. So now we have this number of students here, and then you might be wondering, because we have now successfully represented this in a Venn diagram, or have we? Now if we look at the question, after it says illustrate the information in a Venn diagram, we have illustrated it, but then we have to check if our solution is actually correct. We have to add the total number of students here to see if it equals the total number that we're given in the question, which is 110. 110. And that reminds me, we usually put a U here, capital U here, in this our rectangle to denote the universal set. So the total number of students we are dealing with is 110. So let us add, if we add 14 plus 5 plus 5 plus 1 plus 3 plus 36 plus 35. If we add all of this together, it should give us 110. So let's add 14 plus 5 plus 5 plus 1 plus 3 plus 36 plus 35 give us 99 and not 101. So you may be asking, what is the problem? Where are the extra 11 students? Where did they go? And where should we put them? Now from our information here, we accounted for only 99 students, which means there are 11 students that are missing, and we're going to put them outside the circles. Now these 11 students, what do they actually represent? You're about to find out, because if you go to the next section, okay, II says, how many students were selected for biology but neither physics nor mathematics? So this is asking us for those who are doing biology only, which is actually easy, because we come to the Venn diagram and we look here, we see 36. So 36 students are, oops, so here 36 students offered biology only, because what this means when they say we're selected for biology but neither physics nor chemistry, it simply means biology only. And our answer here is 36 from our Venn diagram. So when you answer number of students that offered biology only, 36. You write it like that. Then the next one says, how many students were not selected for any of the 3 subjects? Well, out of 110 students, we accounted for 99 students, and the remaining 11 that I put outside here are the students who were not selected for any. They were not selected for physics, nor biology, nor mathematics, which is why they are outside the circle. So the correct answer to that is 11. 11 students were neither selected for physics, nor biology, nor mathematics. I hope that makes sense. So that's it for the questions under set.
Okay. Thank you. We will take a break and then come back to continue the rest of the revision questions. These are the questions that will be handled. Remember to listen carefully and learn the solutions. Anything you see on the thumbnail or the title is to grab your attention. This live stream section is strictly for revision. All right. So when we come back, we will handle this and teach you plotting of the graph, which is very much important. Actually, mathematics is so sweet. It's I think it's the easiest science subject because it goes with a formula. So, and I believe that Maestro is doing justice to that. Remember, you are on with Sa Majesty's World Science Channel, the home of science, where we train you on how to get the fish by yourself. We don't give you that fish. Rather, we teach you how to go fishing by yourself. For those asking, is this the real question? These are the revision questions. And we have been doing this package for all the subjects. Then the students that participated come back with testimony. These questions will not appear exactly like this. Of course, mathematics is mathematics. If you understand these particular ones we are showing you, definitely you'll be able to solve other questions that will come. This is a revision class, not actually an examination malpractice package. No, the exposition there is to expose your weaknesses and your strengths. All right, so we'll take a little break. If you have learned something, please subscribe and share.
Learn something, please, and share this video. Remember, you can access me across all the social media platforms. Watch this. If you have learned something, please subscribe and share this video. Remember, you can access me across all the social media platforms with the name Majestic Tutorials. So if you want to experience where I am practicalizing this thing, you visit Sa Majesty's Easy World Science Channel. I have up to 400 videos there, which are experiments on science. But here, I will take you across the major art and science subjects using experts in each field. Thank you for watching.
Thank you.
Sir Majesty Easy World Science is here again with an amazing package to help your students overcome math struggles. Yes, we're turning mathematics into fun with these realistic models packed inside this extraordinary math teaching kit. Designed not just for students, but specially tailored for schools, this kit is your one-stop solution to make classroom teaching practical, engaging, and unforgettable. And guess what? The price is unbelievably affordable compared to the value and quality of what you're getting. Are you looking for an all-in-one instructional material for teaching mathematics in nursery, primary, or secondary school? Worry no more. Sir Majesty Easy World Science is here again, this time with a powerful and complete math teaching kit designed to transform how mathematics is taught. Say goodbye to abstract teaching and lay a strong engineering and empirical foundation for your students with this extraordinary set of tools. This kit doesn't just talk the talk, it walks the walk. Let's open the magic box and see what's inside. You'll be amazed at how practical, fun, and unforgettable math lessons can become. Fraction kit. Fractions can be terrifying until you show your students this colorful snap-together model. Teach equivalent fractions, addition and subtraction with ease. Classroom fix. Confused about why? 2. Geometry sets? Tired of drawing shaky cubes on the board? Let them hold one instead. Geometry becomes solid when students can hold the answer. When they think 1,205 is the same as 1,250, time to slide in the abacus. Even adults would wish they learned with this bead magician. 4. Oral practice unit. Drills made fun. Practice times tables, number bonds, and oral math perfect for identifying and naming vocabulary. 6. More beads, fewer fingers. Measure and compare distances between points. Perfect for circles and mapping activities. Classroom fix. Helps when you need to mark equal spacing for
Yes,
angles or
it's for
shapes.
sale. It's for
It's like a
sale.
math compass with a split personality.
We're advertising it for you.
Teach how to draw perfect circles and arcs.
This mass teaching kit is standard. Obviously, the best you can find in the market for now. So you contact me with the number +23470 if you need this mass teaching kit. No matter the number you need, it's very much available. Please, it's a well designed and it's highly equipped. With this, students will no more suffer with mathematics. Okay, this mass teaching kit is actually for sale.
Right-angled triangle. Teach Pythagoras into rocket science. Right angles? That's exactly what we're doing. Right. It's all symmetrical magic. Build complex shapes from simpler one, house. From formula cramming to understanding pi r quad h, because pouring air volumes between a cone and a cylinder. Classroom fix shows that 3 cones fill 1 cylinder. Live demo. The cone that teaches like a wizard.
All right. As we wait the mathematician to come back, for those that are live, please subscribe and share this live stream. Share on your status.
Advance. Buy from me. I equip laboratory, standard laboratory. I give you trusted resin because the scientists equally medical equipment. Thank you.
Looking for experts in building and equipping standard science laboratories? Need reliable surgical or hospital equipment? Easy World Science and Surgical Supplies Limited is your best choice for quality and excellence. We provide professional construction of standard science laboratories, high quality laboratory equipment and reagents, durable surgical and hospital equipment, timely delivery of exactly the quality you request, expert guidance to assist you with any experiment or equipment usage, the scientific stay safe, choose equipment and reagents that guarantee results and protect your health. Contact Easy World Science and Surgical Supplies Limited today. Majestic, reliable, affordable. Thank you.
Place your order today. Get it right there. Yeah. All right. We are back for hearing. If time permits, we will also handle question on bearing. If time permits. I think this is the next question, right? Or just check. Do we do the graph? Will you be able to finish with the graph?
We can just try.
Have you made it
I haven't, so it shouldn't
to
take
take?
time. I've made.
Okay.
I'll just put it in.
Okay. So we are now coming with the graph. This question. That's the next. Be looking at the screen to check. For those that are live, please give this live stream thumbs up, like and share. Thank you for tuning in to Samaje's World Science channel. Your testimony is sure. Set that we just finished now. You rewatch this. We have handled sets. They're here. The people that will enjoy the live stream are coming. You demand some things so that we guide you. Ask your questions. That's the main aim. So you rewatch. We just finished sets now. That's where we drew Venn diagram, the intercepts. So you got you covered. Time for teaching you how to plot graph. You must see graph tomorrow.
Okay, so the next question says, copy and complete the following tables of values for y equals to 2 cos x minus sine x. Now this question looks kind of tricky because most math students shy away from graphs. But it's not as difficult as it looks, if we're being honest. I'll do my best to show you how it is solved. Okay, so first of all, to complete the table, um, how do we complete the table? How do we complete the table? We simply substitute the values because we have y equals to 2 cos x minus sine x. This is our graph. So to complete to get the value of y when x is equals to 30, we simply substitute x equals to 30 and calculate y. So to get what is going to be here, we say y equals to 2 cos 30 minus sine 30. And then when you press your calculator, you get what? You get approximately 1.23. So here we have 1.23. So if you do it for the other values, for 90, 150, 210, 270, and 200, you should get these values that I'm about to write here, respectively. So for here is minus 1.00, for 150, minus 2.23, and then for 210, minus 1.23, and then for 270, we get 1.00. This is a periodic function, by the way. And then for 300, we get 1.87. Okay, so to draw the graph, we're asked to use on the x-axis, so let me show you. Let's assume this is our graph sheet. This is our x-axis, this is our y-axis. So according to the book, according to the instruction, it says using a scale of 2 cm to 30 degrees. This is a typo. It's actually 30 degrees and not 300 degrees. So bear that in mind. On the x-axis and 2 cm to 1 unit on the y-axis, draw the graph of y equals to this for values of x between 0 and
say no
300.
to examination malpractice. You that is acting, is there no way you can get the exact question? The only way to get the exact question is to learn them, use the scheme of work provided for you in the school, listen to your teacher, then listen to this live stream. Definitely they will not ask you questions outside the scheme of work. Okay, so I don't know how you feel when you write exams by yourself. That's the best thing, because you are created in the image and likeness of God. So you are intelligent being, Homo sapien. You are not created to go and copy or do malpractice. So thank you. Even if we have access to getting the equation, we will not get it. We will teach you how to go and get your own fish, get your own answers by yourself. We cannot give you answers. But this live stream will definitely help you if you listen well. So thank you.
Okay, so graph.
Okay.
So I'm going to move over to the graph now.
The plotting, we'll be needing these tables. That's the problem now. So how do we do it alongside that graph?
Okay, so I'm going to do my best. I'll use this graph to illustrate.
Yeah. Control.
Okay, so I'm going to use this graph here to illustrate.
Is it on black? So I've chosen black. I want to make it look pencil.
I'm going to pencil that out.
Yes, it's this one.
Okay.
Visible. Can increase it here.
Okay.
Yeah, it's visible. It's very visible.
Okay, so now I'm going to start from here. So our scale, according to the question, it says use a scale of 2 cm to represent 30 degrees on the x-axis. So if we use a scale of 2 cm to represent 30 degrees, That's we have 30, 60, 90, 120, 150, 180, 210.
Next minute, we show you that.
Okay. Okay. So if we're using a scale of 30 cm to 2 cm to represent 30 degrees, we have 30, 60, 90, 120, 150, 180, 210, 240, and 270. So as you can see, our graph, okay, that means I'll have to put my line here at the extreme. I'll have to draw my line at the very extreme so that I can contain, because our question has up to 300 degrees. So, and I want everything to be contained inside. So I'm going to draw a line here to mark my y-axis, and then I'm going to draw another line
Off the camera.
okay. So I'm going to draw a line here for my x-axis, and then we can begin using the table which I have here on a rough sheet of paper. We can see that for when x is equals to 0, because this is our x-axis. So we have here on this, we are using a scale on our x-axis. We are using a scale of 2 cm for 30 meters, like I already said. And on our y-axis, we are using a scale of 2 cm for 1 centimeter. And the highest value on our y-axis is 1.87, if I'm not mistaken. 1.87. Okay, let me move this line here. Let me take this line somewhere to the middle. Let's say somewhere here. Good. Now I'll start joining the points. So when x is 0, when x is 0, y is 2. Y is 2.0. So I'm actually, to make this graph much more visible, if I use a scale of 2 cm, it's going to go like this. This is going to be our highest point. So to maximize the space on our graph sheet, I'm going to do 1 here and 2 here. So I'll start here. This is our first point. Our first point is x equals to 0. When x is 0, y is 2. Then when x is 30 degrees.
Okay, so someone say you should be fast, then we'll be getting it.
Okay, when x is 30 degrees, y is 1.23. So we are going to divide to know what each line means. So since we have from here to here 1, it means that here is 1.5 in the middle. So 1.23 is going to be below that.
So I say, shall not be fast though. See, you know, these people are like very funny.
So at 30 degrees, which is here, this is where our x is 30 degrees. We are going to look for the point where y is 1.23. So here is exactly 1.5. So if I come down here, 1.5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So each of these single lines means 0.1. So 1, 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, 0.4, 0.5. So 1.1, 1.2, 1.23. Let me just pick somewhere in the middle. You don't need to be very, very accurate. So here, this point here is our next point. Then when x is 60 degrees. So here, oh, sorry, I should have marked this. This is 30 degrees. 60 degrees, 90 degrees, 120 degrees, 150 degrees, 180 degrees, 210, and so on. So when x is 60 degrees, our y is 0.13. So 0.13. So this is 0.1. This is exactly 0.5. So this is 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, 0.4, 0.5. So 0.13, I'll pick somewhere, somewhere here. Somewhere here is 0.13 on our graph. Then next one, when x is 90 degrees, at 90 degrees, our y is -1. -1 is exactly this line here. So this one is very easy. And then when x is 120 degrees, our y is -1.87.
I showed them that thing on that graph a bit.
Okay, so there are many.
As in, you can draw the x and y now so that they see what's your plot.
Okay. I'm going to
No, no, no.
Yes, they lift here from the actual thing. Okay, sorry for the interruption. When x is 120 degrees, y is -1.87. So minus is on this side. So this is -1.5 here. -1.87, we can just approximate it to -1.9 and simply pick this spot right here. And then when x is 150, we have y to be -2.23. So this is -1, this is -2. So -2.23 -2.1.2. So we'll pick somewhere in the middle. Then when x is 180, we have y is -2 at the dot. So right here. When x is 210 degrees, y is -1.23. So -1.23 should be, this is -1.1, 0.2, 0.23, somewhere here. Then when x is 240 degrees, y is -0.13. So -0.13 should be somewhere 0.13, somewhere here. Then when x is 270, y is exactly 1. Y is exactly 1. So 270, 1 is right here. And then finally, when x is 300 degrees, y is 1.87. 1.87. So 1.87, we'll round it up to 1.9 and pick this spot right here. So now that we have finished making all the points, what we just have to do is just to draw a smooth line that joins these points together. I'll do my best because I'm not the best artist on earth. So no, I don't like that one. So I'm going to start off like this. Okay, hold on.
You have to rematch later. I mean, say rewatch. Apple error.
So yeah, this is what the graph looks like. Don't mind my horrible drawing. I bet some of you can do better. So this is basically what they want you to do. You make the points and then you join the points together as smoothly as possible.
Back to the question. Okay. Let's go back to the question now. Right? Which this was the question?
No?
This was the question.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so back to the question. It says using use the graph to find the value of
We need the graph and this together, right? So that we can be pointing at something. Is that what you
yes.
mean? Something like that, right?
Yes, but don't worry, I will use the graph. So use the graph to find the values of x for which 2 cos x minus sin x equals to 1. So, not the graph. See graph here.
Yeah, let's say okay. So this is the graph we just plotted, right? Down this.
Okay, so let me clean this. So now we are asked to find, using the graph to find the values of x for which 2 cos x minus sin x equals to 1. If you remember, the original function that we just plotted said y equals to 2 cos x minus sin x. This was our original function which we plotted. So if 2 cos x minus sin x is equals to 1 and y is equals to 2 sin x minus cos x, then we can infer that y is also equals to 1. So basically, we are looking for the point on the graph where y is equals to 1, which is where the line touches the vertical axis on the where the line touches the vertical axis, which is
If you see the point, touch it is highlighted.
Which is somewhere at 1. If you look, here is y is equals to 1. Here is y is equals to 1. And if we look at our graph, it does touch it at 270 degrees. Here. At 270 degrees, where y is equals to 1. But then again, you can see that it also touches right here. It also touches here, but here, the value here is harder to say exactly what it is because it's between 30 to 60 degrees, probably somewhere around 33 or 34 degrees. But here we are very sure that the value here is 270 degrees. So the value here, we're going to say, according to our graph, the value of x for which this satisfies this condition here, our x is equals to 270 degrees. That is for A. Then B, using the graph to find the value of x for which tan x is equals to 2. This one is a little bit more tricky, but I'll show you how I managed to do it. So I'm going to clean these ones here to make space that I can use. Now, if tan x is equals to 2, remember the original definition of tangent. Tangent can be defined sine all over cosine. This is the original definition of a tangent. So that means sine over cosine is equals to 2. Here now, as you can see. So according to this, if we do cross multiplication, we can get that sine x equals to 2 cos x. So basically, this is asking us to find the condition value of x where sine x is equals to 2 cos x. But we are not done. We can now substitute this back into the original equation. This sine x equals to 2 cos x. We can now substitute it back into the original equation. And our original equation says y equals to 2 cos x minus sine x. Now we are going to replace this sine x here with 2 cos x because that is exactly what substitution stands for. So we get y is equals to 2 cos x. that is this first one, minus sine x. But instead of writing sine x now, we're going to put 2 cos x. And guess what? Y is equals to 0. So in other words, the question is asking us for the value of x when y is equals to 0. And when we come to our graph here, we can see that y is equals to 0 exactly where? It crosses, according to our graph, it crosses in 2 places. That is here and here. Those are the 2 places where our y is equals to 0. So if we are to approximate, even though that my line is not very beautiful, I think this should be somewhere around 63 degrees or 63 point something. So I'm going to say y is equals to 63 degrees. Yours can be 64 or 65 or 61, depending on how fine your line is. Remember, we are calculating these values from our graph, and our graph most of the time cannot be perfect. So you're not expected to get the exact value. So y is equal to 63. So sorry, x, not y. X is equals to 63 degrees. That is for this one. Or if we look here again, it also touches the line slightly above 240 degrees. So I'm looking at maybe or x equals to 241 or 42 degrees. Let me use 41 degrees because that's what I have here on my graph. So these are the 2 places where y is equals to 0 according to our graph. So that's it for this question, for this particular one. That's how you plot your graph and solve.
Okay, thank you. We check again. So for those that are still live, please just subscribe and share this video, share on your status, and then remember that this is a revision class, and I believe if you're listening, you have learned how to plot your graph, to choose your scale also. Then when you ask your questions, Maestro is here to handle your questions. Any challenge you are having in mathematics, this is the time we are giving you to bring it there in the live chat for it to pop up here, and we will address it, because we don't want you to regret tomorrow. We want tomorrow to be very, very successful for you, because you just joined Sa Majesty Easy World live stream. All right, if we don't see your questions, it means we will call it a day for this live stream. But look at some questions that you should also learn. Like and share this video. For those of you that are still live, please give this thumbs up. Disclaimer: this is revision class to teach you. Bring your questions alongside. If you are having any problem in any topic, you can equally chat us now so that we'll handle it. But if you want further teaching, maybe if you love the teachings you enjoyed so far, you can contact us for further tutorials with the number +2347065166217, or you indicate there in the comment section. I will give you the number you need. So if you need experts in major arts and science subjects, you can contact me with this number 65166217. So this number is what you get. You need to call or WhatsApp this. Also, this number is available for you if you are looking for laboratory equipments and reagents. This is the number for Easy World Science and Surgical Supplies Limited, a registered company that handles science laboratory, to give you the best equipment. Physics practical is coming now. If you need physics equipment, those apparatus needed for effective results, you contact me. The advantage of buying from me is that I will give you the guidelines on how to use whatever you're buying, because you're buying from a scientist himself. So as we wait for a question, let's handle 1 or 2 questions again. The live stream is in progress, of course, and thank you for tuning in. Please subscribe and share this live stream. Thank you for those that like this. Keep tapping the screen. give us a heart and also give the live stream a share. Are you willing to handle it? Which other number now? Is it this one?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so here is a question on bearing and distances. It says a town J is 20 kilometers from a lorry station K on a bearing of 65 degrees. Another town T is 8 kilometers from K on a bearing 155 degrees. Calculate I to the nearest kilometer, the distance of T from J, and II to the nearest degree, the bearing of T from J. And this one requires, of course, all math questions require some knowledge, some background knowledge. So I'm going to assume that you, the viewers, have some background knowledge on bearing and distances. So it says that a town J, let me mark J here. So let's assume this is our J. J is this point. Good. So this is J, our point J. And it's on a bearing. It's 20 kilometers from a lorry station K on a bearing of 65 degrees. So this is north. So we are going to calculate 65 degrees in the clockwise direction. So from here now we measure 65 degrees, which I'm thinking is going to be somewhere around here. Okay. So okay, hold on, let me move this so that I can create more space. I'm going to draw that again. So let me put my J somewhere here. Let me put my J somewhere here. So this is J, and it's on a bearing of 65 degrees. So I measure 65 degrees from the north. Remember, this is north, south, and so on, east, west. So 65 degrees, let's say something like this, and then to another point here, which we call K. So this is our point K on the map. So this angle right here is 65 degrees. And then the distance from J to K, let me remove this N so that it doesn't confuse anyone. The distance from here to here, according to what we have, is 20 kilometers. Or 20 kilometers. Then another town, T, is 8 kilometers from K on a bearing of 155. So another town somewhere else is 8 kilometers from K on a bearing of 155. So the bearing from that town to K is 155 degrees. So let's assume that the town is somewhere 155 degrees. This is 180. So 155 is somewhere like this. So that town has to come from top like this. So I'm just going to draw a line from here. Yeah, something like this. So so this is our point K, and okay, hold on, and then this bearing here is 155 degrees. Okay, so what are we asked to find? To the nearest kilometer, the distance of T from J, the distance of T from J, okay, T. Now J. Okay. Distance from T to J. Where is T? Don't mind me. This is actually
T.
T. This is actually T. I mislabeled that. So now we're looking for the distance to the nearest kilometer of T from J. The distance from here. Let me see if I can show that using dotted lines. Good. So the distance from here this distance is what we are asked to find. So how can we do this? First of all, we have to find, okay, this is 8 kilometer. We have to find angle JKT. Angle JKT, that is JKT, which is this angle right here. We have to try to see if we can know what it is. So how do we compute this angle? It's easy. We simply subtract this one from this one. So we get 155 minus 65, which is equals to 90 degrees. So that means this angle right here is around 90 degrees. Of course, it doesn't look like 90 degrees because our drawing is not perfect. And WAEC understands this. So this means that supposedly this is supposed to be a right angle triangle, because any triangle that has a 90-degree angle is technically a right angled triangle. So what do we do from there? Since it's a right angle triangle, it means that the triangle is supposed to look like this, with our 90 degrees here at K, T here, and J here. This is what our triangle is supposed to look like. And then distance from this is 20 kilometers, and this is 8 kilometers. And then we are looking for the distance from J to T. So we can use Pythagoras theorem that says the square of the hypotenuse, that is JT squared, is equals to the sum of the squares of the two other sides, which is kj squared plus kt squared. So this square is equals this square plus this square, and then we begin to substitute. Jt squared is equals to kj squared. Kj is 20 kilometers, which is 20 square plus 8 square, which is equals to 400 plus 64, which is equals to 464. So this implies that jt square equals to 464, which implies that jt, taking the square root of both sides, equals to square root of 464, which is approximately 21.54 kilometers. Now if we approximate it to the nearest degree, it's going to give us 22 kilometers. That is the correct answer.
Okay, thank you guys. We have hit 100 likes, 103. Thank you. Keep liking. Give us thumbs up. Remember, this is a revision class, please. You listen well and learn. And then remember that this is the question that Maestro is solving. We go to the follow-up, the B part of it.
Okay. So in the B part of the question, it says that given that sine theta is 5 over 6 plus x and tan theta is 5 over 12, for x between 0 and 90 degrees, find the value of x. Okay, so since x is between 0 and 90 degrees, it means that it's in the first quadrant. So all the trigonometric ratios are positive, for those of you who know what I'm talking about. So we are going to use, since it's 90 degrees, we are going to use a right angle triangle to find what sine theta and tan, to find sine theta from cos, to find sine theta, since we're given tan theta. So we have that tan theta is equals to 5 over 12. Now if I make a right angle triangle, here, um, and if this is our theta, then we all know that theta is opposite all over adjacent, so 5 all over 12. Do you see that? This was gotten from this triangle. Now we can deduce what x is going to be from this. So before we do that, we can find the hypotenuse h, which is unknown in this case. We can use Pythagoras theorem like we did in the previous question to find the value of h. So we can say that h square is equals to 5 square plus 12 square, which is equals to 25 plus 144, which is equals to 169. So if this implies that h square is equals to 169, which implies that h is equals to square root of 1, okay, which implies that h is equals to square root of 169, which is equals to 13. So we can put 13 here. H is equals to 13. H equals to 13. Now we have all three sides of the triangle, so we can easily calculate sine theta. So sine theta equals to, sine is defined by opposite all over hypotenuse. So with respect to this angle, opposite is 5 and the hypotenuse is 13. So sine theta is 5 over 13. Now we equate it to this equation here in the original question that says sine theta is equals to 5 all over 6 plus x. So we say sine theta equals to 5 all over 6 plus x, which is equals to 5 over 13. So in other words, 5 all over 6 plus x equals to 5 all over 13. We can simplify using cross multiplication so that 5 times 6 plus x becomes 5 bracket 6 plus x. Remember to use brackets when multiplying algebraic expressions. Equals to 13 times 5, 50 plus 15, that should be 65. Then we expand brackets and simplify. 5 times 6 is 30 plus 5x equals to 65. This implies that 5x is equals to 65 minus 30. Which is equals to 65 minus 30 is going to give us 65 minus 30 is going to give us 35. So this implies that 5x equals to 35. Dividing both sides by 5, we get that x is equals to, of course we have to put something there. Therefore, x is equals to 7. And that is our final answer.
All right. Thank you for tuning in. For those that are still live, we have handled many questions so far to gather, to cover the fields. Basic field, we did sets, probability, we did our graph. Here we have now this what do we call this one, mathematician? Is this sine whatever?
Trigonometry.
Okay, trigonometry. All right, more of that. So please, for those of you that are live, give this video thumbs up and share it. Remember that this is actually a revision class. Okay, we had about 100 and something watching. Thank you guys for tuning in. You bring in your questions if you have any. Please, this is not the exact questions. Mathematics is mathematics. If you learn it, you'll be able to solve. But if you are looking for expo, the expo you have here is exposition, exposing you to the right way to calculate, not giving you the malpractice. All right, whatever you saw on the thumbnail and the title is just to attract your attention. Okay, this is strictly revision. I wouldn't know, will you take more questions? Yeah. Okay, so so far so good. We go through what we have done. for those that are just joining, some of those things we have treated so far. We start from here. We're going back. This is the question. Anyway, the B part is here. Then after this, we also handle this particular question number 9, which is set. Question on set. So if you are finding set difficult, you just go and rewatch. It has been demystified because this is the easy world. We make things easier for you. So then we proceeded. We also handled this question on is the angle of elevation and
Angle of elevation.
okay, on the angle of elevation. You see the questions here as it. For those that are just joining, we are trying. And remember that these are carefully designed to help you do revision. Not that they are the questions you will see tomorrow. No. But you will see something similar because we have just one mathematics. So if you know mathematics, you know mathematics. This is the question number 1, which is evaluation without using calculator. Being able to obey your board mass. If you know the knowledge of board mass, the angle of elevation and depression, if you are able to calculate elevation well, depression is easy now. It's the same thing, okay? It's just like being able to go to a place, you'll be able to return. If you can go to that place on your own and you are conscious and aware while going, you will know your way back. Angle of elevation, the opposite should be angle of depression. So, these are the things we have handled so far. For those that are live, please give this a live stream thumbs up and share it. I repeat, this is a revision class. So revision class, not the actual questions, but the similar questions, the likely questions. We forgot this calculation part, yeah? If the athlete speeds 200. So this just capture your attention, okay, to make you join the exposition, which is exposition time, to expose your weakness and treat it well so that you'll be strong enough to write the same paper. You just joined. When you just join, you are not expecting to get everything immediately. All right, we will hope to continue after this small break, okay?
Sir Majesty Easy World Science is here again with an amazing package.
This is a mass teaching kit for those that's for schools, universities, and equally primary schools and secondary school. You get this mass teaching kit, the number you want, they are available. Easy World Science and Surgical Supply sells this mass teaching kit to make it easier for you. See the content of this.
To help your students overcome math struggles. Yes, we're turning mathematics into fun with these realistic models packed inside this extraordinary math teaching kit. Designed not just for students, but specially tailored for schools, this kit is your one-stop solution to make classroom teaching practical, engaging, and unforgettable. And guess what? The price is unbelievably affordable compared to the value and quality of what you're getting. Are you looking for an all-in-one instructional material for teaching mathematics in primary or secondary school? Worry no more. Sir Majesty Easy World Science is here again, this time with a powerful and complete math teaching kit designed to transform how mathematics is taught. Say goodbye to abstract teaching and lay a strong engineering and empirical foundation for your students with this extraordinary set of tools. This kit doesn't just talk the talk, it walks the walk. Let's open the magic box and see what's inside. You'll be amazed at how practical, fun, and unforgettable math lessons can become. Fraction kit. Fractions can be terrifying until you show your students this colorful snap-together model. Teach equivalent fractions, addition, and subtraction with ease. Classroom fix. Confused about why? 2. Geometry set? Tired of drawing shaky cubes on the board? Let them hold one instead. Geometry becomes solid when students can hold the answer. When they think 1,205 is the same as 1,250, time to slide in the abacus. Even adults would wish they learned with this bead magician. 4. Oral practice unit. Drills made fun. Practice times tables, number bonds, and oral math comp. Perfect for identifying and naming vocabulary. 6. More beads, fewer fingers. Measure and compare distances between points. Perfect for circles and mapping activities. Classroom fix. Helps when you need to mark equal spacing for angles or shapes. It's like a math compass with a split personality. Teach how to draw perfect circles and arcs. Classroom. Right-angled triangle. Teach Pythagoras into rocket science. Right angles? That's exactly what we're doing. Right. It's all symmetrical magic. Build complex shapes from simpler one, house. From formula cramming to understanding pi r h, because pouring air volumes between a cone and a cylinder. Classroom fix shows that 3 cones fill 1 cylinder, live demo. The cone that teaches like a wizard.
Hi, office study that you can contact Some Majesty for your laboratory equipment and reagents. They are affordable and provide accurate results too. Some Majesty's word only sells what he knows, and his pattern of delivery are sure and certain. Place your orders today. Thanks for your patronage.
Morning light so bright, guiding me through the day.
Hi, office study that you can contact Some.
Hey guys, we're still open for your orders at Easy World Science and Surgical Supplies Limited. We are majestic, reliable, and affordable.
If you have learned something, please subscribe and share this video. Remember, you can access me across all the social media platforms with the name Majestic Tutorials. So if you want to experience where I am practicalizing this thing, you visit Some Majesty Easy World Science channel. I have up to 400 videos there, which are experiments on science. But here, I will take you across the major art and science subjects using experts in each field. Thank you for watching.
All right, we have come to the end of this live stream. Nice having you guys. We are almost going out.
Bye from
Definitely, these ones that the mathematician couldn't handle, you can on your own try it, of course. These are the extra questions because of time on histogram and bar charts. So these ones, you can try it on your own. Try and solve at least other 10 extra questions before you go to bed today, and then I believe that this live stream would definitely help you out. I wish you the best of luck in your examination. Thank you for tuning in. Remember, you can also join this channel to provide us a little support. The channel, you have if you have something to support us, you can join the channel, pay the little token, about £2. You are already a member. I'm talking about membership to this channel because we are doing this for free. I know you are supposed to pay. The experts I'm inviting, I pay them a lot. And then it's just for you to make sure that you get the right thing. And remember, please say no to malpractice. Malpractice has killed our education system. And when our education system is not strong, every other thing will not be strong. Is it not what you know that you can give? No one gives what he doesn't have. When you copy answers, if you rule us tomorrow, you also copy styles. And when you are a photocopy, you cannot be the original, okay? So if I cannot change the world, I've decided to raise the brains that will change the world, like you watching. Be a symbol of positive change to Africa, to Nigeria as a whole. So support us the little you can by being a member of this channel. Anytime you run into this, some of you that are annoyed that you are received, no, the title is just to grab your attention and make you learn, and also help you do revision without stress. The fear, at least we are going to bed now, you say, God help me, and God will definitely help you because you have done your part. So this number 10, we have to number 10, we didn't solve it. You can also do it on your own. Then give us feedback. If we have any error and limitations on our live stream, the way we communicate to you, please feel free. Tell us where we are not getting it right. We hope to improve and get better, of course, because learning is a gradual and a continuous process. During physics practical, we'll be back here. During chemistry alternative B, we will also be back here. During biology practical and theory, we will also do the same thing for you. For arts students, you go to Majestic Tutorials. For this this channel is only for sciences, okay? Students, you just go to Majestic Tutorials. We will handle even English, that place. But here is focused on doing science and mainly experiments. So if you are looking for something to present on your graduation day to entertain your audience, maybe the parents that are coming, to show them that your school is actually scientific, you can contact me, or you watch some of my videos here, Sa Majesty's World Science Channel. They are very, very interesting and mind-blowing. Honestly, to start fire with water, marriage proposal with chemistry, inflate balloon with your voice. You can just command balloon and it will start inflating the presence of your audience. You can see your helium balloon that flies without coming back. I cannot mention them. There are many experiments here, even elephant toothpaste, very interesting. Your charcoal, how to make even your fireworks. They are all available to separate alcohol and water without distillation, using just salting out. I cannot mention them. I have more than 400 videos on experiments, only that you think an Africa cannot do it. Please support us. We can do it. I need your support. Thank you, guys. Thank you, guys. I know the live stream has been wonderful. I wouldn't want to go out, but I have to. Whatever that have a beginning must have an end. So, thank you. See you every day before, a night before any major exam. Check on us. We will handle you.